Now, if you've never fasted before, you are addicted to food. We are all addicted to food until we start breaking the addiction by fasting. Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Yvette. I am a preacher of the gospel of Jesus Christ. I'm a Christian life coach, a fasting coach, and a small business startup coach as well. In this video, I want to address a question about fasting that I have been asked a few times. And the question is, can anybody fast? If you're interested, please stay tuned. So I have been asked a few times about fasting. There are some people who believe that not everybody can fast, and some people believe that everybody can fast. And that's something that I want to address in this video based on my experience with fasting and also based on my experience with coaching other people to go through fast. Fasting has a lot of benefits, and I do have some videos on my channel sharing my experience with the different type of fast that I have done. I've done a 7 days fast, a 21 days fast, a 40 days fast, and a 3 days fast. And I do have some of those videos on my channel if you want to check them out. I'm gonna put some of them in the description section of this video if you want to check them out. But there are some people who think that fasting is only for specific kinds of people. I actually had somebody comment under one of my videos that fasting is only for the strong. Actually, I replied and said I disagree. I believe that everybody can fast, and that's something that I want to talk about. And fasting is for everybody, and I believe that everybody can fast. The difference is how we approach fasting. For you to be able to fast, you have to be able to discipline yourself and be determined and have a goal as to why you're fasting. If you don't have your why, that's when fasting becomes very, very challenging and maybe impossible. There are other people who've left comments under my videos about fasting and say things like, I always try to fast, but I'm not able to go through an entire day, or I can only do 1 hour or a few hours and not be able to go through. And they'll be asking me, what can I do to be able to go through a full day fast or a 2 days fast, 3 days fast, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a lengthy fast? And my answer is always the same. You have to start slow and train your body to be able to fast. Now, if you've never fasted before, you are addicted to food. We are all addicted to food until we start breaking the addiction by fasting. And one of the things that fasting does to your body is that it gives your body rest and time for it to detox, to heal, to reset, so that you can be healthy. That is one of the benefits of fasting, and that's why I encourage people to fast. And if I am encouraging everybody to fast, it means that everybody can fast, and that includes you. So it is possible for you to fast and for anybody who has the desire to fast. The issue is, how do I approach fasting and how do I start fasting if I'm able to fast is the question, right? And that's why I have a coaching group where I do coach people how to approach fasting. So if you're a beginner level, I coach you on how to start as a beginner, intermediate, and a pro faster to be able to go into fasting. And now let me talk about the beginner fasting, because most of the people who believe that fasting is not for every people will fall under the beginner faster. So for a beginner faster, you approach it very slowly to gradually break an addiction, because you're already addicted to food, and all of us are until we start breaking off from that addiction when we start to fast. So as a beginner, what you do is you go slowly, because if you go cold turkey, you're gonna get a lot of problems with your mind, your body, and you'll not be able to go through any kind of fast at all. So as a beginner, it's the same like breaking an addiction from nicotine or from alcohol or from drugs or anything that you're addicted to. It's the same thing like food when you start to fast. So if you're addicted to nicotine, for instance, and you stop smoking instantly and do not use any nicotine product, you are gonna go into withdrawal symptoms and you might end up in emergency department. And that's the same thing with food. food. If you've never fasted, if you've never skipped a meal, and out of a sudden you decide that an entire day you're not gonna eat anything, guess what? Your body is gonna go into a withdrawal symptoms. You're going to experience withdrawal symptoms as well, and they can be anything from headaches, from weakness, from dizziness, and you might end up passing out and be rushed into the emergency department. And that's where people think that fasting is not for everybody, because you just go straight cold turkey, break off everything, you stop drinking water, you stop eating, you stop drinking juice or anything, and you're gonna go really sick and you're not gonna be able to fast, and you might think that fasting is not for you. So to be able to break that addiction, you have to go slowly. And to go slowly means that you start skipping a few hours of food eating. Like for instance, if you typically eat breakfast, lunch, supper, and snacks in between, you can start by eliminating the snacks in between your meals. When you start by eliminating those snacks in between your meals, you're gradually training your body to break that addiction slowly while you're still feeding your body. And then you go to skipping one meal at a time. So you skip breakfast, or if you typically eat your breakfast at 6 o'clock, you start trying to eat your breakfast around 8 o'clock in the morning. Then you give yourself, so you're giving yourself another additional 2 hours of fasting, because when you're sleeping at night, you're already fasting, and that's why you call your first meal breakfast. So when you give yourself those extra hours, you're gradually training your body to break that addiction. And then you gradually go to now skipping breakfast and give yourself some time. You skip one day of breakfast, and then you eat your breakfast the next day, and then the other day you skip breakfast again, and you gradually train your body to break that addiction. And then you step into breaking of skipping your lunch. Gradually you skip your lunch one day, then you skip breakfast and lunch, and then you skip breakfast, lunch, and supper, and then you go from there. And if you do it that way, you realize that you're gradually breaking that addiction from food, and before you know it, you'll be able to step into the intermediate and realize that you can actually go an entire day without eating food and be just fine. So the answer is yes, anybody can fast, everybody can fast. The only exception are people who have complex medical conditions where they're using medications that do not allow them to have those medications in an empty stomach, or people who have diabetes that they could easily go into hypoglycemia. So I typically do not encourage people who have diabetes and people who are insulin dependent to fast without talking to their physician or working with a dietitian. I still believe that even people with diabetes can fast, but under medical supervision. So if you have a good dietitian, even though you have diabetes, you can still go into a fast. It might not be like a complete fast where you're not eating any meals at all. You can eat a little bit and do intermittent fasting even when you have diabetes. So I believe that because fasting has a lot of health benefits and spiritual benefits, I encourage everybody to fast as much as you can, but to go slowly and be coached, especially if you have not been fasting before and you want to step into fasting as a beginner and you're not too sure of what to do. So get somebody to work with you alongside. It can be a dietitian or somebody who knows what they are doing, so that they can guide you to effectively fast, so that you can reap the benefit of fasting. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about in this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to join my free fasting community, please go ahead and comment below and say add me to your group, and I will send you the link and for you to join my fasting group. I don't only coach fasting, I'm a Christian, and so it's a Christian live coaching group and fasting. So we do regular fastings in the group, and so if you're interested, let me know and I will add you to the group so that we can fast together and you can reap the benefits and also grow in your relationship with God. Thank you so much for watching this video. God bless you. If you like my content, please remember to subscribe. God bless you, and I will see you in my next video.